Hey guys, Coach Reed with another game recap. This game is Wyoming, coming off of a great win at Norwood, 5-1, well-earned win, and our second win in the league. Starting to assert our presence in the league and show everybody this year that, well, we mean business. The league title's in our sights, and undefeated through the league is also in our sights. So we head out to Wyoming, who, if you remember last year, beat us 3-2 on two semi-controversial PKs. And it was a game that we feel like we should have won, regardless of what happens as far as the penalty calls and the refereeing is. It was a game we could have won, and we just we didn't put them away. This year, this was a very different looking Wyoming team. Maybe it was because of their field versus our choppy field or whatever, but this was a well-schooled team. Good friends with the coach, talked with him before the game, and one of the things he told me is he had guys that were 2 or 3 deep on his bench that are select players, that are starters on their select teams. And so this was a team that was stacked with guys that play the sport year-round. And as we know, we're not that kind of team. We've got other activities. We've got you guys in student government and in Future Farmers of America and in 4-H and in hockey and cross-country and basketball. So we're a multifaceted team of guys. We don't get a chance really to work year-round. And when we face teams like this, they play a very controlled style of soccer. We asked the guys to go out, and we told them it would be a Turpin style game, and it was. This was a tough team. To be honest with you, they were better than Turpin, and I would think that anybody that's played both those teams would agree with us. Maybe Turpin had a rough night. I don't know. I'm looking at their record and thinking, you know what, we're as good as anybody if we were able to tie Turpin. And we stepped out with a Wyoming team. And they played phenomenal soccer. Classy group of guys, and we talked about this with you guys. You can be classy and professional and still play hard and still let a team know that you belong on that field with them. As we say, assert your presence. You can go in 50-50 on tackles and go in hard. You can take hard shots. You can win the head balls. You can run at teams with everything you've got and let them know you're on that field with them without going beyond the class line, without blurring that gray, entering that gray area between right and wrong or classy and unclassy. And this was a team that did that. They were a tough team. They went in hard on every 50-50 tackle. They played phenomenal soccer. They had great footwork. They were slicing and dicing at times through the middle. We were rearranging guys to try to shut down what they were doing in the middle. And I'll tell you, to be honest, we went into halftime 0-0, and in the first 5 minutes of the game, I was concerned. I was very concerned. Not that I don't have confidence in you guys, but that was one heck of a team. And so less of my confidence in your guys' abilities and more of I was concerned about how you guys would react to that. And we've talked about that. Soccer is a very mental game. You guys stood right up with them toe-to-toe and said, hey, if we can stand up there with the Turpins of the world and we can beat down the Norwoods of the world 5-1, then we should be on the field with the Wyomings. And you guys played a phenomenal game. I knew going into the game what kind of team they were. Their coach gave me the lowdown and said, look, we're going to be good. I knew that they would come at us, and they did. They were tough. It took them, I think, 65 minutes? It took them until the 60th or 65th minute to finally crack the barrier and get a goal on us. And to be honest, while both of their goals were great goals, and I take nothing away from getting down deep, driving balls across, and there with guys to finish, and the balls were driven back from the goal like we've talked about instead of towards net. The guys took them down, got it deep, and then played it back to teammates. 2 fantastic goals that were well earned. But there were some defensive breakdowns that created that. So we learned a few lessons from that game. One is defensively, we're going to face teams that are faster than us. So defensively, we've learned that we've got to be the Ronnie Lotts. We're not the Nick Collinses, Green Bay Packers cornerback who runs like a 4.40. We're not the Nick Collinses that can face up with a guy or Revis and stay with him from the line of scrimmage. We've got to drop back and sit back into zones and take the guys on when the pass is made and when they receive. And it's Cooper. He's coming in. Hey, Coop. I'm doing my game recap. You want to come in and say hi? Coop had a clean sheet today. No goals scored on him in the fourth quarter when he was in net, and they won 3-0. So a big win for the Coopster. He's going to be a future Brave, hopefully. All right, let me finish my recap, buddy. I opened up a can of worms because here comes Cameron. You want to say hi? I've got a game recap going with the guys. Come on in real quickly, and then I gotta get finish this game recap here, guys.
Hi, guys.
Hey, this is just like soccer practice, isn't it? They come up and they try to talk to me while we're talking. So just put the camera right there and say,
hi.
There you go. All right, I'm gonna finish up my recap, okay, guys?
How did you?
All right, let me finish the recap. I'll be with you guys in like 5 minutes. So anyway, one of the things we've learned defensively is we're not going to have the speed of some of these other teams, but we are one of the most solid defenses in the city. The key is to guys, be careful because you're no. Please, Coop, you're going to change the angle of the camera. Thank you. The key is to lay back. We either have to deny the receive, or we've got to drop back and take away the passing angles. The second thing we learned in this game is how not to ball chase. They were doing a lot of 1 and 2 touch ball, and when the ball was played, instead of stepping back into passing lanes, we would chase that player, chase that ball, and then they would just 1 and 2 touch it and beat us. So if you're the teammate and the ball's played to you, I'm chasing you instead of stepping back into a passing lane and preventing that second pass. So we learned that. We worked on practice. We went back to after the game, we went back to practice and went back to the basics. The other thing they did, 2 things they did very well, is they had a phenomenal first touch. So we need to work on ours. And body position. And we've talked about this a lot. Square your back up to the sideline. Square your back up to the smallest part of the field. Receive balls across your body so that you can see the whole field. The reason why they were able to pull off, please no. Hang on. The reason why they were able to pull off the 1 and 2 give and goes with us is because they would square their body so that the ball was played to me. I had my body squared enough to be able to play it back there. We need balls facing this way, and it's a lot harder to then play a ball through. Okay, so all in all, 2-0 loss, but we learned some valuable things from it, and I have to echo what Coach Kelly said, which is we play teams like that, we get better. And that's the only way we get better is to play teams like that. All right, I'll see you guys at the next recap.